They're used to listen to me chat shit, aren't you guys? What up, collective? Hello, homies, OGs, right? Guys, if you are returning to my channel, welcome back. If you guys are new here, welcome. It's Chaos for Cosmos. My name's Kerry. I've got with me today, for those of you guys that remember Paul, the spiritual gateway, right? This is the gate to fucking spirit, gateway. Mate. He's the gatekeeper of spirit world. So you got to pass through Paul to get, do not pass Paul. Do not collect $200, right? So I've got Paul here today. We're going to be doing a bit of a channeled message here. That's a bit of a continuation from the epic message from yesterday, which again broke down the 4 different groups, right? For those of you guys that are trying to call in love and doing the whole love thing, right? I mean, shit, everybody needs love, right? What up, Dazza, Gala, Mystical? Who else have I got in here? Junior. Am I in the right chat? I'm like, are we in the same right chat? Lily. Yeah, and I'm like, I need my glasses too sometimes, right?
I didn't bring my other
you know what? I don't need to see. We don't need to. I'm going to put let's do this. I'll do the pop-out chat so that it's bigger because we're both pretty blind over here. Pretty blind. Is that better? I mean, I got to do it like this, right? That's better. And let me do like what old fogies do, right? Increase the zoom on this screen because that's going to help too. Do I know how to do that? Hold up. There we go. Larger, we need it larger. Absolutely. How are you, dear? Banana, Polly. All right, let's get into it. Paul's gonna we're just gonna go with the flow with this message, and again, whatever kind of needs to come out for you guys collective, particularly I think was this particularly you channeling for the masculine. Yeah, for the masculine energy. So yeah, Paul's sort of after Paul watched my live yesterday, Paul, what I think you said to me when you were here, you're like, I think I'm going to go home and have a whole bunch of downloads tonight. And did you have a bunch of downloads, Paul? Did it incite some downloads for you, mate?
I did. It just my brain just went haywire.
I have a way of doing that to people, don't I, collective, right? So, yeah, I had a feeling when I first started, or when I had that sort of that moment from Spirit a couple of days back, and I think I said to you, Mystical, like, I just have a feeling I need to talk to Paul about this because I feel like Paul, like, I need to get Paul, like, to come in and to work with me on this one. And
even sitting out there, it just went.
Oh yeah, he was already channeling some stuff out there. So look, Paul's going to do what he does best, right? Just tap into the energy. He's going to potentially automatic write whatever's going to kind of come up here. I'm going to try to not interrupt you, Paul.
Yeah.
All right. If I do, I'll put my hand up.
You go ahead first.
No, they've already heard enough from me, I think. Haven't you guys heard enough from me yesterday? Pretty sure you guys heard enough from me. All right, make sure that your head's in the camera here, Paul. Like, just sit back, kick back, relax.
Sit back and kick back and relax.
Or is that maybe what we've been doing a little bit too much of?
Maybe.
Everyone's been kicking back, sitting back, doing a little bit too much of that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Again, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that wonderful
Listen, I'm the calm and you're the storm.
With the chalk and cheese of the Leos, right? Well, I mean, look, I had to brew first, right? The storm's brewing, like I came first, and then me and Paula, birthdays are a day apart, so, we're not quite birthday twins, but, look, of course, I had to be first, right? I had to be first. It might be my birthday first, but we're like chalk and cheese, but most Leo men are pretty just chilled out. That's the thing.
We are very, very chilled out, but the only thing is we tend to relax too much, us men.
Yeah.
And the thing is, by relaxing too much, we hold back. And by holding back, we don't release what we really want within ourselves. And by really wanting what we want within ourselves, we men sometimes don't, we miss out on those opportunities. And when we miss out on those opportunities, especially from the 1s, 2s and 3s, then we miss out on those bigger opportunities in our lives, especially on when it becomes to the feminine, to to the masculine opportunities within our lives. And going from the ones and the twos, man, you got a lot of frustration there. You got a lot of hormonal problems there.
Who? Us, women or men?
Men.
Oh, I'm like, don't talk about my hormones, mate.
No,
don't
no,
you dare
no,
talk
no.
about women's hormones up in here.
Because
right?
you're still, from the ones and the twos, you got a lot to learn.
Oh, groups 1 and group 2s, right? That's what he means, ones and twos. Groups ones and groups twos. So
you got a lot to learn.
I'm like, what's he talking about? So
You
I might have to redirect this video to that other one. So if you guys haven't seen the live from yesterday, it's roughly close to around 2 hours. It's like, are you ready? Are you ready or not? 1, 2, 3, 4 with a question mark after each of those numbers. So, go back and have a look at where you're really at, right? That's what Paul's referring to.
Yeah,
so
those ones and twos,
you
you got a lot to learn about your inner self, about your inner child self. And when you learn about your inner child self, then you can move up to your threes. And a lot of men are stuck within those threes because those threes are just rotating over and over and over. And you think your spirit's telling me what you're doing is you're just going round and round and round and round. You think you're in a great place, but you're not. You're just going round in a loop. You think I'm moving around in finances. I'm moving around in a great place. I'm moving around. Things are going great for me. And where are you going? You're going, I'm going to say it straight out. You're going, fuck all.
You're fucking nowhere.
You're going nowhere. You think you're going great finances, great house, great family, great this, great that. You're moving nowhere. You're going nowhere.
Well, some of them don't have the wife and the house and that.
Some of them don't. Some of them got like me. I'm single, right? And
single. He's bilingual, and ladies, he's ready to mingle. Okay. Right?
But I'm at a stage 4 in my life, right?
Yeah, Paul's ready for it.
I know I'm ready for it, right? Because I know that I need that abundance in my life. I'm ready. I'm motivated because I know for me that I've accepted, right? And I know that I've achieved my goals in my life. I'm achieving my goals in my life. I've motivated myself. I've moved to that next stage in my life, right? Listen, guys, it's got nothing to do with money, finances, this, that. It's nothing to do with bullshit, right? It's not only spiritual, but it's moving on with your life. It's being accepted within yourself and within the community. It's being accepted by the feminine counterpart. It's that equal balance. It's like I was saying to Kerry yesterday, it's knowing you can walk up to a female and say, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. And knowing that you can accept rejection and you can accept, acceptance within yourself, And once you've been able to accept that self, that acceptance within that change within your life. You don't accept that change within your life. You don't being able to accept that mirror image within your life. Now, the first thing that came up to me was that Michael Jackson, like in his song "Man in the Mirror," he's starting to make a change in his life. He's asking himself his ways. There is no message that could have been any clearer. If you want to make a change, make the world a better place. Take a look at yourself and make that change. He's talking about himself. He's okay. Guys, make that fucking change. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere.
But it was 12:11 on the clock when he said that. It's 12:11 on the count there. 12:11 seems to be. It's like you're not going to get to your 12:12. You're going to sit at 12:11. You know, it's time, it's time, it's time. I keep hearing it's time, it's time, it's time, right? Time on the clock over here is 12:11 p.m. It's 12:11 I count there. So it's like you're almost there, but you're 12:11. You're not at 12:12. You're at 12:11.
No, I don't swear, but
Except when he's around me. Except for when he's channeling my energy and he's been around me too much. And now, funny, you did say Michael Jackson was a Virgo, which, remember, even Mystical in your stream the other night, and you said, Virgo, you're not going to be alone anymore. And I was like, you are not alone. I was like, Michael Jackson. I'm like, oh my God, Michael Jackson's a Virgo, right? Like, so, we're at 12:12 now. So, making those changes, guys, is what's going to help to get you to the place that you truly want to be, right? But you don't want to be sitting at 12:11, man. You've only got a minute to get there, right? You've only got a minute to get there. Now we've got on the count 12:13. Like, you want to be ahead of time, right? You want to be rocking up like 5 minutes early even. You get what I'm saying? Like, be ahead of where you should be or where you want to be, right? That's way you don't fall behind, right? If you're always ahead, right, at least you won't fall behind. Don't be late, right? Don't be late, right? Don't be late. That reminds me of the track as well, Drake's track, Don't Be Late, right? Could be significant to somebody. I don't know why. Spirit, we're doing this again, Spirit. We're going to do this again. Leo's going to zip it for a bit. Zip your shit, girl, right? Just zip it, Carrie. Zip. Exhibit A. You must zip it. Oh my God. Austin Powers, right? Oh my God. Please don't tell me like Austin Powers or something like that's going to be tied into something else as well now. A lot of change adds up to dollars, right? That's it, right? Dollars and cents, baby. Dollars and cents, right? A lot of change adds up to dollars and cents. He's writing. Hold up. He's writing. He's getting some sort of communication here. Number 3. Zibit.com, Exhibit A.
They're saying, guys, pull the cord, but don't hang yourself by the noose. All right. So what they're trying to say is, sometimes when you're with yourself, you don't have to. When you're with yourself, what you're doing is how can you explain this?
I don't know, because what's going on in my head right now is probably really inappropriate, right? 13 on the count.
You're tying up. Okay, pull the cord, but don't hang yourself by the noose. Okay, what they're saying is everything that you have, you are holding close to your chest. It's time to release and let go of everything that you have and let your emotions go. Because if you don't release those emotions, those past triggers, those past traumas, man, you're just gonna not find that masculinity and that feminine side within you. You're not going to find that right partner that you want for yourself.
5 of Hearts seems to be significant as well. 6 of Hearts, right? 6 again usually represent balance in relationships and stuff as well.
Yeah, that's what it's talking about.
The 10 of Clubs there, right? You're needing to drop like some of those burdens, right? Release some of that.
Exactly what it's talking about.
Right? With the 8 and the 10 there coming out, right? It's like you're keeping yourself trapped, you're keeping yourself limited and stuck there with that 8 and 10, right? From having like emotional balance and fulfillment, right? Where things can change.
Blackmail. You're emotionally blackmailing yourself.
All right, so you want your abundance, right? We go from the 4, right? We get to 4 energy, right? Because that's when 2 4s come together and make the 8, right? 2 4s come together and make the 8. So what happens there, right? But it's going to come through change, right? Through change.
Unity bond will only happen if you succeed through.
He writes like a doctor. He's got the worst handwriting. I can't even read it.
Unity bond will only happen when you succeed through letting yourself.
Like Elsa, baby, let it go.
Change through wisdom and spiritual to change and success of motherhood. Mother.
Oh, we got mummy issues.
We got mummy issues here, boys. Mummy issues.
Well, let me tell you, Divine Feminine ain't out here to be your mama, right? We don't want to be your mums, right? Because that's when, again, you guys feel emasculated, right?
Boys.
But take your mummy issues, right, and take them up with your mum, right? If you can't, radical acceptance, right? Again, you got to use what tools you can, even if they're not. Again, if your parents are here, you can't hash that shit out. And look, it's hard with parents though, right? Because the thing is, you can get people, you can lead a horse to water, you can't get them to drink, right? So sometimes practicing or having the ability to radically accept certain situations, right, where you can't heal, your parents don't want to take accountability, you're unable to speak to them, whatever the reason is, right? You have to work through it, right? Divine Feminine is not your fucking mother, right? But if you come with those mummy wounds, she's gonna naturally, intuitively pick up on that and then start to fucking nurture her. It's her nature. Right? It's just her nature. So if you're presenting like that, then you're gonna, again, she's gonna pick up on that and start treating you like a child, right? It's just what happens, right? It's just the natural energy of it.
Spirit's not only telling me it's not only the mummy issues, but it's okay. I'm going to say it straight out. It's not only the mummy issues, but it's the ex issues or feminine issues from your past. Okay, when you're moving into a new relationship or a new partner, or you want to move into this new relationship, oh man, the first thing they're saying is do not discuss your past relationships. A new female doesn't want to hear about your fucking past relationships.
Well, no, some of us are alright with it. I feel only a minute few because we want to know what we're up against. Maybe
they do want to know a little bit, but they don't want to know what your past fucking history is. They want to know about now and how you are moving on now. They don't want to know who you fucked last week or last year.
Like, have something more to say, yeah. Like, have some good shit that you're doing and that you're about right now, where that can be the conversation. It doesn't have to even go back to that. Unless a Divine Feminine asks. If she asks, it's because she's curious, right? For maybe particular reasons. Generally, like, she won't dig in too much, right? She won't fucking care, especially for those of you guys that, have been on my channel for a while. Like, I know your business, right? Because I read for you. So you guys know my business, right? But like, it's if you've elevated and healed, right? Like, you're not judging a person on their past. You want to know where they're at right now, unless there's some sort of significant reason, like, somebody, co-parents for instance, but the basics, right? Because if you're healed from that, you're and then there's no problems going on, you don't really need to talk about it. I'm telling you, Divine Feminine's not going to ask, right? Unless she senses a reason to ask, right, about it. Like, is there anything that I need to know about this particular, like what's, what happened there, to understand her. You can explain maybe like, brief bits about it, but don't go too deep into it, right? Don't repetitively talk about it. Like, because you're right. It's the same thing for masculines, right? They don't want you guys don't want to fucking hear about, unless it's like this person has to deal with this person for a particular reason and there's problems, right? I mean, because who else would you talk to? You don't want to hide that from your partner either, right? So again, co-parenting, fucking things, situations like that, or where there's things still like legality still tying up, or you get what I'm saying. If there's a reason for it potentially, then okay. But like, oh, my ex used to do this and she used to feel this way about me, and she used to do this, but like. I mean, you guys aren't out here like me and giving examples and talking about it, right? Like, it's different. You don't need to give those conversations to people. And don't ask too much either, Divine Masculine, right? Don't ask her about her ex, right? Because you might not want to know, right? What if he's the complete opposite of you, right? What if she's decided, say, for instance, she's done with like, the bad boys who fucking look good, who fucking do X, Y, Z, right? And like, you're just like, you're an alright guy, like, but you got really good fucking qualities, for instance. You don't want to be fucking measuring yourself up to shit like that either, right? Where all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, like, oh look at that, like she was with X, Y, Z, but like, you don't want to be doing that shit to yourselves, okay? 2112, right? Look at who you are in the fucking mirror, divine masculine, okay? It's you got to look at what's in the shadows here, right? What's in the shadows here? What shadow work have you been avoiding, not doing? Okay, you're being warned against, right? Spirit's trying to warn you, right? It's time to take control of your mind, your thoughts, right? Not everybody is going to be the same as your. It's like, you know, how many times as individuals, as women and men, have we said, "Oh, they're all the fucking same, right? All men and women, they're all the fucking same." Are they though? They're not all the same. They're not all the same. I know because I know you guys. I know because I know myself. I'm not the same as I was 3 weeks ago. I'm not the same as I was 3 months ago. I'm not the same as I was 3 years ago, right? So how can it all be the same? We can't all be the same. It's just, you know, practical issues are acceptable. You're right, Gala, but yeah, trauma dumping, not so much, right? Not so much. Okay, absolutely fucking right. Okay, blind. What are you stupidly, divine masculine, right? What are you stupidly saying blind to, right? What is it that you're it's I'm getting as well intentional, almost like intentionally like playing dumb to what you know is going on in your energy. 12:22 on the clock there.
Yeah, I'm feeling and sensing that these males
Could be a little bit selfish even too.
they're fucking regressing and regressing.
You don't want to be with selfish. I mean, look, what are you worried about? People being selfish in their energy, right? You being selfish. Are you being too selfish? Are you being too selfish?
They're acting like little kids, man. They're acting like little.
What group 3 is?
Yeah.
I hope my group 3 is aren't acting like little fucking kids, man. What are you doing out here?
They're acting like little kids.
This man will beat your ass.
They're acting like little kids.
Are you? Are you acting like a little kid?
No.
Because you're not in group 3. Right?
They're acting like little kids.
Yeah, premature here, right? Number 13. So a little bit like, yeah, on the precipice right there of you've just switched over from being 12 to 13.
They're acting like little kids. Like they want to be like little kids. They don't want to
settle.
They don't want to settle. They just want.
It's not settling though, right? It's like, what is it like holding on to one's sovereignty, right? Like the idea of like, I need to hold on to my sovereignty because if I don't, right, somebody's going to selfishly take away my shit or whatever. Dude, like you can maintain sovereignty in a relationship.
They want to party, have fun. But they want to party, have fun.
So do girls.
They want the responsibility and they want the union of a relationship. They want the fucking cake.
And they want to eat it too.
And they want to eat it. Guess what, guys? It doesn't fucking happen like that. Sorry.
Exploring their options, right? Let's just explore the options. Let's just keep exploring. We're just explorers. But you know what? Girls do want to have fun.
Guess what? You can have the cake. You can party.
Just a little slice of those.
A little slice of it.
Little slice.
You can have you got to have responsibility there. You know? And you can have a partner.
The thing is, guys, right? Like if you're in group 4, when we're talking about this on a spiritual level, if you're in group 4, all your worries and fears that you've had in group 3, right, don't exist in group 4 because you've worked through that in group 3. You're not codependent. You've got your own shit to focus on, right? You're not living life based off of somebody else's moves, right? That's the whole point of it. We're not talking about basic shit here. We're talking about high spiritual beings, right? Those of you that again understand this on a fucking higher level, right? I'm not talking about you guys who are just like, oh, but I'm just like working. No, I'm talking about divine unions, right? Divine partnerships, not just partnerships, right? Some of you aren't divine out here. Some of you aren't practicing on the divine path. Okay, there's a difference between being on the divine path, right, and being on a stock standard regular 3D, right, fucking stuck in the matrix path, right? Completely different. Okay, divine unions, right? Follow spiritual practice, right? Follow the guidance of spirit, right? Understand things on a deeper spiritual level of how we're meant to conduct ourselves, right? Not just, ignoring things like it's spiritual, right? It's pure and spiritual, right? So again, if that's not you, then sweet, all good. But don't be disappointed then when these reads that come out, or my read, whoever's reads are coming out with these divine unions, right? Don't be upset when it's not divine. right? When it's not the magic of the divine, because the divine is magic. So divine unions are going to be magical, right? There's an element of magic and the essence of it all mixed up and intertwined. So if it's not that, then all good. You can have a regular 3D matrix fucking, marriage, relationship, whatever, union. But a divine union, a true divine union, like is high level, right? And it's designed to help elevate the vibrational frequency of this planet and the people around you and the collective, right? It has an impact, a profound impact on other beings, right? When other people are around you, right? For instance, the couple that I read for at the Queen of Wands Psychic Fair a couple of weeks back, they were a divine union. You could tell by the way the energy was between them that they were divine, because the way they made me feel, they elevated me so much, man. They were so beautiful, these two, right? You could see it, the love between them. You could feel the energy, man. Like you see it in their fucking auras. That was divine, right? They are a divine couple.
The divine unity of a couple is the love of the unity that is between a couple, not only in life, in death, and in eternal cosmic
eternal energy,
cosmic energy between them, of that unity, of within them and within the atmosphere, within cosmic atmosphere, that you can associate and you can feel it. And when you feel it, you know that, because you can associate that. Like Kerry was saying,
there's things that you should be able to identify as being very, very different in the energies, right? Like there's again, somebody that is especially if they're a match as well, a vibrational match, right? This isn't somebody that's going to be like needing your attention, right? This isn't somebody that's going to drain you when you've had conversation with them. You're not going to, be hung up if they haven't messaged you. You're not going to be bothered if they're overly messaging you. Like you feel it in your spirit and your soul, man. When an energy is around you and when you're on a spiritual path and that's not in alignment with you, I mean, come on, guys! You guys have been my homies for a while, right? You've seen the shit, right?
It's not a psychic vampire. Sorry,
yeah, it's not
a psychic vampire that will take your what do you call it?
Your vulnerabilities and try to use them against you.
That will use it against you. That will drain your sexuality.
Your sacral energy, babies,
right? Your sexual energy, okay? People like that will just use you for sex.
Preach. Preach, Leo. Preach, right? This is what I'm saying here, guys, right? So for those of you divine masculines, right, it's like you need to look at whether you've still got some old wounds here, okay? Like Paul said in regards to, feminine energies, okay? If you're having trouble opening up your heart, then it's probably relating to feminine energies. If you're having trouble taking action, it's probably related to father wound issues, okay? And look at what it is, right? Is it the heart? Is it the action? Is it the intuitive? Is it the action? What is it? Which side of it? Because it's one of the two for you guys, right? It's going to be one of the two.
And guys, if you think that you're there, right, and you're going to pick up a woman or go for a woman and go, hi, my name is blah, 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 and think like that, guess what? She's going to say, fuck off.
Hang on, what's he saying though? I want to know what the blah blah is though. I want to know what the blah 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 is, right? Like yada yada yada.
He's going to introduce himself.
You're doing a yada 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 like on Seinfeld, baby. Like,
okay, yeah.
Yada yada yada.
He's going to introduce himself.
She's going to see straight through you, bro.
She's going to see straight through you, right? And she's going to see straight through you, and she's going to tell you to fuck off.
Well, Apollo, mate, she's going to be like, yeah, right, okay. Right, and look, if she hasn't learnt that lesson yet, she will pretty quickly. Those of you that know, right? You know the lessons that I've gone through over the past, since you guys have been watching me, right? You guys know, because you see it in the examples of my own, right? This is why we put my life on display up in here, right? Because you guys have to learn through my stupidity, right? But that's what I'm here to do, right? So you're going to have to see the truth here, right? And that's the thing, Divine Masculine, is that she's going to see the truth about where you're really at. Okay, so she's not just going to be like, oh yeah, come on in, like fucking open up the door, right? No, you're going to have to prove yourselves to her. You're You're going to have to prove that, you know, you are what you say you are about what you're about, right? So that you can have the new beginning, right? Do you want the happiness? Okay. That energy could bring you a lot of happiness, right? And when you allow the happiness in, right, when you're confident here, right, when you're confident, when you're sitting in your Zeus energy, baby, right, I'm the god of the gods, right, and when you're balanced, right, she's gonna see that, right? She's gonna see all that and feel all of that. But that's when you're gonna also allow that happiness into your life, right? And that happiness is what's gonna help further motivate you, right? That's what's going to help further inspire you to want to create, to build, to grow, to work on new things, new projects, right? To invest more in yourself, make more investments, right? To go for your abundance, right? But your abundance, a lot of your abundance, you guys don't forget that it comes through love, right? We thrive in love, you know? You think about the experiments that are done with plants, right? You know, when you grow a plant, you talk shit to it, you talk good to the nice, you know, you talk good to the other plant, you show love to it, it grows, right? The other plant doesn't as much, right? We grow with love. We grow through love. The highest vibrational frequency is love, right? That's what it is. So you want abundance, you want increases, well, you got to get to that frequency of love.
Exactly right. I planted a whole lot of rose clippings the other day without roots, and they've taken off. They shot up without the roots because I've been looking after them. It just goes to show, if you look after what you plant, it will take off.
Yep. Also,
even without the roots.
Also, so I'm asking, learn to like add up all the good things that you've got in life, right? All that you do have going for you. You know, are you ignoring certain things that like are actually like really good qualities or really good things that you've got going because you're more so focused on one specific area that you're not quite there yet, right? Because, you know, there might be like, I mean, think about me, right? Like my business is forever growing and changing, whatever. It's going to forever evolve, but it's stable. I do it day in, day out. Is it where I want it to be? Am I getting exactly what I want out of it? No. But will I? Of course I will, because I'm consistent at it. I keep going, right? It keeps growing. So, you know, just because it's not exactly where I want it to be yet doesn't mean that it's not going to be. But we also need to be grateful just for what kind of we've already got going on, what's already stabilized, right? Again, it's a self-imposed limitation here that I can't have this until I have this, that, and the other. And I think, Gregory, I think it was you yesterday, wasn't it? I went pretty hard on you in that message yesterday. Greg, I think it was you who said I needed X, Y, Z, right? Like, have you looked at all the other things that you've got maybe that are great and you can work towards that, right? She's not asking you, 1, 2, 3, 4. She's asking you to continue to take forward momentum. She's not asking you to be fucking perfect, because nobody is, right? None of us are. And a lot of us will thrive. You know, a lot of what we've already created now will expand, just like when we rise in love, right? Just like that expansion, right? We rise in love. It will grow. You know, so, you know, again, this is coming up Sagittarius season, Jupiter, right? Because we are talking about abundance here as well. Positivity, expansion, luck, growth. Okay, but it is tied to you. You want that, and you want, you know, you need love, right? All you need is love, but really all you need to keep doing is 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep taking forward steps, guys, right? To clear out. Allow yourself to be, see, and feel the beauty everywhere. Invite romance into your life, okay? Some of you guys, it's already approaching. And this is the thing. If it's already en route, because I told you, some of you guys are going to be faced with these challenges, right? Where it's going to, if you miss it, it's going to get, the opportunities are going to get given to somebody else. And it doesn't necessarily mean the girl's going to, right? But the opportunity that you and this person had to create something, right, will probably go to her or somebody else, right? Or literally, the divine will put another masculine in her life, right? This goes vice versa, goes both ways, right? But again, when me and Paul sat down, we didn't need to address the feminine energy, right? This is why I had to check with a man, right? To make sure that I'm just not being, you know, like a feminist out here, right? This is what we're at, right? We're talking about divine, true divine, right? I mean, I could list off the divine feminines that are in my channel, right? There are divine feminines here. And I know them, I see them because I am one, right? And I can recognize them where they're at, the way that we carry ourselves, conduct ourselves, right? But
no one's perfect.
No one is. Not even perfect Leos over here. Not even us perfect Leos over here. We're not even bullshit. Telling them lies. We are perfect. We are.
We're just imperfect perfect.
Right, but yeah, stop trying to, again, you're trying to micromanage, right, the whole situation here, but really you completely lost control, right? Like you actually have no control. The more you try to manage this whole situation, you're like pushing against the force that's pushing you back, right? And then wondering, why am I getting anywhere, right? It's all just fucking chaos, right? Because you're not allowing what's in the chaos to come together and to be created, right? You want to control everything, and it's like, no, man, you just got to let the chaos kind of build, right? Let the chaos turn into the cosmos, right, for you. But you're resisting it a little bit, and so, again, you've only got a short little while, right, to really kind of get yourself there before, and this is the thing, it's not to say that you're never going to get there, but the emphasis that Spirit want to put, especially for those of you on my channel, we talk about the fact that this is a year number 9, it's a year number 1 next year, right? You want to start the numerical, the energy is prime for new beginnings, okay? It's prime for fresh starts, for like any kind of possibility here, right? So right now, they need you to giddy on up, right? Giddy on up. Now, for those of you guys that, like, okay, for instance, DR, right? You already understand these principles. You have just like 3D shit to get through, right? There are some of you men who have 3D shit to get to, and when you get out of it, right, you're going to still need to do a little bit of a cleanse it, but you already understand these concepts, right? You already understand, right, that you can rebuild, right? Doesn't matter how many times you live, you can rebuild, right? That you already still know your self-worth, right? You're still intact in so many ways, and there still are a lot of people, a lot of men, women that still are intact, even though they're going through some shit, right? Because how deeply ingrained they are into their spiritual practices. That's tapping into spirit, right? Spirit don't let them tell themselves porkies, right, just because they're going through some shit. They've learnt the lesson, but they're still in and amongst the chaos of the past, right? So it's time to start seeing the fucking solutions here. You truly want happiness, right? You're going to have to see what the true solution is here. You got mummy issues, daddy issues, right? Which one is it that's stopping you from either taking action or opening your heart up? Which one, right? I'm telling you now, Divine Feminine does not want to be your mum. That's the last thing that we want to have to do is to mother other fucking mums, like grown ass kids, right? We all the women in here have done it before. We've all done it before, haven't we, ladies? We have. We don't want to raise anybody else's children, right? We've got our own to raise, right? We've got our own shit that we're doing out here that we don't have time for. So we don't want to micromanage you. You need to learn how to manage yourself though. But don't be upset when Divine Feminine has to reject you or rejects you or decides, you know what? Yeah, like the offer's all right, but I don't want that offer. It's not enough for me, right? Divine Feminine is going to be being pretty fucking picky out here. If it's not enough, it's not enough, right? If it's not enough, it's not enough. She already has enough. She already has enough on her own to not need to take less than what it is that she wants and needs, right? There's something that she needs, right? Like I know what I need. I know what I need in a partner, right? It's certainly not somebody who fucking needs me validating them, my attention 24/7 and fucking, insecure and, like I don't need that, right? I don't need somebody up in my fucking space 24/7, right? Like I don't need that, right? I need somebody to have their independence, right? To have that understanding that, when they need me, like, because they need to work through it, I need them, right? Then you step up, right? But otherwise, you do you, I do me, I've got, we're supposed to at group 3 have our shit and our own things that are going on here that are far more greater than anybody else in our life, right? My spirituality, my spiritual path, what I do here will always come before any connection, right? That's one thing I can say, right? My purpose comes before anything, okay? I would feel blessed to be a part of somebody's life who is in the upright, right? And actually fucking has a valid reason for fucking being in my energy. I would be honored to walk the path side by side with them, but do I want to control them? No, not my fucking business, man. Right? Why? Do I want them controlling me? Fuck no, right? Do you reckon you can control Leo anyway? Probably not. Probably not. But the whole point is that I don't even get to a point where I cater to anybody's, lower vibrational or fucking unhealed wounds and stuff. I don't want to cater to that, right? You want me to cater to something? I'll cater to you being a fucking man, leading yourself correctly, right? And in turn, like leading us correctly. But other than that, man, like forget it. Forget it. I can't. How can I? How can I when all the past people, right? That would mean if I allow that to happen, and again, it's not that you're unforgiving, right? It's that you've learned everything you needed to from everything in the past that you went through. You're not doing it again because you're not stupid, right? This is, and this is what I mean. You have to maintain those boundaries, okay? You got to feel the energy, right, of the situation in its entirety to recognize, right? Does it appeal or doesn't it? Act accordingly. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Does the energy appeal or doesn't it? Does it align with you? If it doesn't, then it's fucking not for you. Who gives a fuck what they say, right? It's not up to them. You got to choose for you though, okay? Be sure of the choices that you make, right? Again, make sure it's with people that on the same wavelength, right? That have the same vision as you for life, right? It doesn't have to be bit for bit, but your overall vision. What is your overall vision, divine masculine, of how you want to live your life? Do you want to live a spiritually rich life, right? Which also enriches your 3D life, because that's what happens when you're spiritually rich. It enriches your 3D. Okay, when you're just 3D rich, you can't enrich your spiritual life with material things, right? That's why we're talking divine, right? 10-10, is it 10-10? Is it? Well, there you go.
I don't know if they'll comprehend this, but
all right.
The males have to go out of themselves and step out of their process of their mind and their heart. And they have to work hard, and they have to realize the value of what they are, okay? And when they work out the value of what they are, they have to regulate of who they are and step out of their 3D world.
So I think this is where I explain it, like,
right?
Stop thinking so conventional, guys.
Exactly.
Stop thinking so 3D and conventional, because as a spiritual person, as a spiritual being, that you can, the thing, everything that's been created here, right? So if there's things that you've seen out in the world here, right, that you're like, I would fucking love to have that. You got to remember that started as nothing but a thought in somebody's mind, right? Then they planted the seed.
Exactly.
And then
right.
it was birthed.
Bingo.
Right?
Bingo.
So whatever it is that you want, stop being so practical, okay. Right? Start really thinking a little bit unconventionally, right? Like, start dreaming bigger, and then bring it back to practicality on how you would take the steps to get there, right?
Exactly right.
But stop thinking like everything has to be like, it has to be like this, and I have to work 9 to 5, and I have to have the car, the house, the kids, the wife.
That's it.
That's conventional constructs, right?
The projection of balance, of stepping out of yourself, right, is the realization of stepping in to yourself.
All right, so get creative. You are man. You are here to create, right?
And when you step into yourself, you become the man you are today.
All right, so what is it that you want? What do you want, divine master?
And then you go from level 3 to level 4.
Right, and then when you're at level 4, that's when you have to actually start actively calling it in. Okay, now there's a few ways that you actively call it in, right? Speaking it out to the universe. Okay, positive affirmations. You could do like using things that represent, or like utilizing things through your spirituality, through your spiritual practices that represent love and passion and all those kind of emotions and things that are tied into divine union. So for instance, like this smudge stick, for instance, got like the rose petals on there. You might want to do burn some pink candles and set the intention. Now, do not try to manifest a particular person, right? Do not try to bend somebody's free will like that. That's not love, okay? That's possession, right? But call it in. I want my divine masculine. I want my divine feminine, right? Tell the universe, hey, spirit, I'm ready. I would like my divine masculine now, please. Okay? I would like my divine feminine now, please. Right? Bring that person to my awareness.
There are different ways of doing that.
Yeah.
Right? When you call in a feminine or masculine, what you do is you call in an orb, right? You call in the orb, 80% you and 20% of what you dislike about you, right? Because it has to be like that.
The 20-80 rule.
80-20.
The 80-20 rule.
80-20 rule, right?
Isn't that like an ATO rule, a tax rule?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a tax
right.
rule here in Australia.
That's the way it has to be, And you call in that orb towards you. As you bring that orb towards you, that orb gets stronger, brighter, bigger. Okay, as that orb gets stronger and brighter and bigger, you find that orb gets larger and larger and larger and larger and larger, right? And as that orb gets larger and larger and larger, I don't know if Kerry agrees with me or not.
No, all I was going to sit here and do is like I just wanted to time out a message because we're reading something particular.
Yeah,
There's a particular message, but yeah.
but this is the way I do it. You know what I mean? So, but this is the way I do it, and we do it differently.
I think. Look, I know another challenge though that is presenting, and I think this is a common thing. I think it's fair to say that this is a challenge that most of us 40 plus would face, right? Is like where do we meet these people? You know, like yes, there is again, you know, but not all of you, like you don't. Not everybody's going to be like, oh, this is they're going to cross your destined path, right? Like some of you guys are actually going to have to get out there, right? Like actively put yourselves out there to either make yourself known, seen, you know, or you're going to actually have to step out and go get that person that you want, right? Like it's not, she ain't gonna just fall in your lap, mate, right? You don't just call her in and she gonna like next minute, you know, just like pop like fucking genie in your lap, right? I'm a genie in your bottle, just gonna rub me the right way. Like it's not like that. You don't just rub a bottle baby and she's just on your lap like that, right? It doesn't work. So, you know, you're gonna have to, again, if you want to be the leader, the masculine, right? You guys are gonna have to step up and take lead, right? You're gonna have to be comfortable stepping up and taking lead. Otherwise, you're not going to feel like you're in control, right? And it's with all things, right? You know, don't wait for her to be like, hey, do you want to do something? Do you want to blah, 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 right? You are the leader. Do you want to be in control of it? There's nothing more than a divine feminine likes is that when a man actually takes lead and does those things, but then it also makes you feel good because you're leading, right? You're like, yeah, I'm the fucking man, right? Like, because you're leading. That's what it is, right? Well, I mean, what is it that you want to lead in otherwise? Control is not leadership. Try and remember that, guys. Control and leadership are two different things. Okay, you want to lead, you got to lead the relationship into a healthy space, into a healthy place, help to maintain it, right? That's what leading is. Do you want to lead? It is a big responsibility, but with great responsibility, great power, right? Goes hand in hand, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And that's the power, right? The power of love, that force. Again, it propels you in a direction that when it's true, it's pure, it's not controlling, it's not from, you know, levels, groups 1 and 2, you know, when it's not from groups 1 and 2, but it's completely different. And that's where you need to learn to trust, right? Could be significant, right? Time to make a phone call perhaps, right? Paul's phone's ringing, okay? But it's on silent, okay? Don't be silent. Try not to, you know what I mean? Speak up, divine masculine, right? I'm telling you, as divine feminine, right, and the others that I speak to, like, there's nothing fucking hotter than a man, right, who's just like, hey, this is what we're doing, or this is what's going to happen, or I'm going to come see you, and you're like, okay, and you get all like, you know, oh my God, right, that's how we are, we're fucking, you know, we turn into little schoolgirls. You want to, she wants that, she needs that, right, true divine feminine needs that from you, right, she needs you to be in control, right. But you got to maintain that balance in your emotions, because if your emotions are out of balance, you will act on those, right? You don't want to be acting on emotions that aren't healthy, okay? So make sure, again, they've been worked through, right? And even if they come up in you, that's all good. You're always going to have things come up, divine masculine. Same with divine feminine. We're always going to have things come up. It's the way that we deal with them when that energy comes up too. Like if it's coming up in you, right? Go process it. Go speak to the mate that you need to, or see a therapist, or talk it out with her if that's your person who's right. But get it out and work through the emotion so that the emotion doesn't control your action, right? Because if you feel insecure, you're going to be fucking wilding out, fucking, you know, acting all crazy when she doesn't fucking text you back after 20 minutes, being like, you're ignoring me, right? No, bitch, I'm fucking cooking and cleaning and shit, right? The fuck do you want from me? You know? Fucking 27 fucking messages and 10 missed calls later, right? Like, come on, dude. That's what I'm talking about, right? If you're insecure, you know, you're going to forget that fucking she's a human being too sometimes. So think about things like that. And when that comes up, I'm not saying it's not going to come up on that, you know, once you get to group 4, that's it. You don't have any. No, you may still have things that slightly trigger. The difference is that if you used to be triggered by that in the past, you should have, you know, we find tools so that we don't, because everybody gets triggered, right? I mean, for those of you, the guys that have, you know, mental health disorders, those triggers or the things that trigger your disorders never go away, right? But you do have tools that you've now got as permanent tools, permanent measures that you've put in place that you no longer react the way that you used to. You now are able to respond to the situation with the tools that you have, which mean less fucking complications, less drama, less, right? So again, it's, it's not to say it's not going to come up. You always will. You never know when this person, right, might trigger some sort of memory from the past too. But you gotta remember the lessons that you've learned and how you work through that shit. It's simple, right? If we're not at that stage, we're not divine. We haven't picked up on the messages. We haven't understood, right? And I get it. There's not a lot of you, right? There's not a lot of people that are going to get to that level, right? Because most people just want to think that they're somewhere they're not, right? And then those that aren't there or really aren't there like to project onto us that we're not there, you know what I mean? And each their own, right? But listen, divine masculine, fucking just please, we need men out here. We need real leaders, right? Divine feminine kneel, right? Yeah, divine feminine will like kneel before you, baby, right? She will worship the ground you fucking walk on if you give her a reason to, right? She will.
Yeah, there's a lot of, how can you say this?
I was about to say little bitches out there, not. A lot of little bitches out there. And that's the thing, I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem, right? So that's the thing, divine masculine, right? You love bad bitches, that's your fucking problem, right? So I've gone for bad bitches, right? So I've gone for bad bitches unless like she bad, right? Like as long as she's bad in a good way, right? But don't allow yourself to be like led, okay, and then complain that she's, don't wait for her. Don't wait for it, right? If you're going to wait for it, then yeah, she's going to take over because she's divine. She's divine. She's tapped in. She's forward thinking. She wants to create. She wants to do. She can't just sit there, man. She can't just sit there and like be like, oh, she's gonna wait for this one to fucking like, oh, next minute, like, it's been fucking 20 years and she's still like waiting on your ass to fucking have some sort of initiative. Like, yeah, sure, you can ask her, hey babe, what do you want to eat? But when she says, I don't know, already have a fucking answer there. Maybe already decide and be nice enough, divine masculine, to give her the option. Hey babe, like, what did you feel like? Oh, I don't know. All right, sweet. Well, I feel like this. Let's go. That's it. Done. Why does it have to be a big drama for, huh? Why? If you know how to lead yourself and you're not a fucking pain in her ass, right? I'm telling you, as a man, if you aren't a pain in her fucking ass, right, she has to carry you like you're her child, then when you make those decisions, she's gonna obey that, right? She's gonna obey that. Oh my God, I'm thinking trad wife, fucking spec. No, don't start, Gala, with the trad wife, right? But you want that kind of a dynamic. It's not to say again you're going to get yourself a trad wife. And look, mate, if you do, you do. But I just don't know about that. That's, to me, that's a cult, right? I don't think that's divine, because again, divine is just a bit different. It's I worship you for what you do. You worship me for what I do, right? But when it comes to the leading, do you want us to lead on the dance floor, right? Because that shit's awkward. That looks weird when a woman's leading a man. Like, you can see it. You can see it. It looks funny. So don't wait. Don't wait to be emasculated, right? And then complain about it. If you're getting to that, if that's what's happening to you, you're not at group 4 yet. You're not at group 4 yet, and you've still got lessons in group 3 that you still kind of need to work through in order to have that confidence.
They say, every good leader, behind every good leader, there's a woman.
Behind every good man is a strong woman.
Right, and it's true. But
she's also strong enough to know when she needs to let her man lead, right? She's strong enough in her own being, discipline, right, to be able to hold back from taking over. She knows to let you do, especially if you're making good choices. Like, if someone's making good choices, why the fuck would I stop them? I'll be like, thank you. Because that's alleviating so much burden off of my heavy load, right, that I've had to carry for so long. I've always had to carry. I've had to be the one that's responsible for when the bills get paid, how the bills get paid, the schedule, the kids, the fucking house, everything, man, the lawns, the bins, seriously? Do I need that much responsibility? No, I don't, right? And that's why, you want to go for it, make those decisions, right? Allow her to nurture the parts that need nurturing, the things that, and again, you guys are going to be, again, a little bit different in the way that things are. Like, for some of you guys, you both work, you both have businesses. The dynamic's going to be different for everyone, but the general basis or the general, thing that you should be aiming for here is you want a man who doesn't fuck shit up for himself and you because he leads by his emotions, right? So you don't want to be doing that, divine feminine, because you know you're going to get fucked off, right? And then it's your fault. It's your fault for accepting, right? But divine masculine, you know, it just, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Paul, anything? What else do you want to tell them?
Yeah, it's unless you pull your finger out, it's going to be very difficult.
I think Thanksgiving should be fucking scrapped all together, and so should fucking Christmas. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion, right? Personally, I think Thanksgiving is pretty fucking offensive, right, to the native people of fucking the United States, don't you? Don't you just slightly think it's fucking slightly like, I don't know, don't ask me or anything, just maybe ask my Native American spirit guide over here how they feel about it. But anyway, let's not get too political up in here, people, right? Enjoy your turkeys, yeah? Enjoy your fucking turkeys.
I don't know. We're Italian. I'm Italian. We don't eat turkey. We eat lasagna.
I'm Greek, mate. We eat lamb, so yeah. But look, you celebrate whatever the fuck you want to, right? I just don't subscribe to certain things because the meaning behind them, right? The history behind them. And that's the thing, right, guys? Look at the history behind things that you celebrate too, right? Not everything's an upright celebration out here as well. Some of these things have very, very fucking bad stories, bad energy attached to them, man. And Thanksgiving is one that I personally think it's like Australia celebrating Australia Day. I think it's putrid. I think it's putrid that we have Australia Day, right? Oh, we celebrate the fucking, you know, the fucking Brits celebrate the fucking day they invaded fucking, you know, the native Australians fucking land, right? Bravo, you fucking tosspots, right? Fucking Australia Day, fucking Thanksgiving, man. That's what's wrong with, I'm sorry to say, but that's what's wrong with the world, right? Where we celebrate fucking, you know what I mean? Domination over another fucking land. Yeehaw, right? Like, yeehaw. Anyway, love you guys.
Yeah. Well, these men should get off their knees.
Get off your fucking knees, right? Don't be weak.
Yeah.
Don't be weak at the knees, divine masculine. Like, she might make you a little bit weak at the knees, right? But you're going to have to stand up, right? She should only energetically make you weak at the knees. Real men don't look to leaders. That's it, baby. They are. I like that. You're right. Real men don't look to leaders, okay? They look for the leader within themselves, right? That's what they do. They figure out how they can lead their empire, lead their little country, right? That's what you got to be aiming for, right? That's when you're going to full-fledged feel like a man, right? And look, if, you know, you're still sitting in a bit of feminine energy, I suggest that you come over into my shed. You can use my power tools, right? I'll let you use my chainsaw and my freaking, you know, my drills and shit if you want. You can use all my soldering torches, whatever you need, right? But get it done, fellas, man. Get it done, right? Because you don't want to keep forever having to be emasculated by women that have had to step up like that. Like, you know, like me, right? Like, someone will be around here and they'll be like, oh, what do you know? I'm like, just sit down, man. I've got this, right? Like, you know, I remember one time, and seriously, there were way too many males in the house for me to be the one on the fucking ladder fixing something. Okay, that's the problem, right? I was like, oh, do you need? I'm like, do you guys know what you're doing? No, I'm like, well, then get the fuck out of my way, right? Like, get the fuck out of my way. But if you need to, again, if you feel out of touch with your masculinity as well, right?
Like the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, right. The vacuum cleaner, that was so gold, right?
That was funny.
Oh my god. But like, you know, if you're feeling emasculated, right? Then it was so funny. All three men trying to get a vacuum cleaner off my wall, and I'm just like, wow. But like, if you're feeling emasculated, you don't feel in touch with your masculinity, right? Start doing some manly things, right? Start like fucking beating on your bare chest, right? Like, go fucking hunting bears or whatever the fuck you need to do, right? But get into your energy, right? Get into your energy, okay? Especially for those of you guys that are very, very very highly spiritual. You guys, again, tap into the left side of the energy, the feminine energy, a lot more. Some of you guys may have to, or may push yourselves or need to push yourselves a little bit more to feel that sometimes, because you're so in tune with your feminine energy, okay? I'm out here teaching lessons, making moves, doing this, fucking beating off motherfuckers with sticks, right? So I sit very heavily in my masculine energy, okay? But there's a reason, right? I got to man those lawns still. I'm going to keep talking about my lawns until magically they just get done. Do you reckon wishful thinking will work, Paul? If I just keep wishing for my lawns to get done, do you reckon they'll get done? Borrow my lawnmower again? Yeah, can I actually? Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Can I borrow? He doesn't say, like, do you want me to come mow them, right? Do you want to borrow? I'll borrow your lawnmower. Thanks, man. Thanks, mate. Cheers. I should actually just get my landlord, the property owner. He's actually a gardener. He used to do the gardens here. I should probably just actually book him in and be like, hey, can you just come and do these lawns every now and again? Do I do free carpentry? You do free carpentry, mate. I'll be in there micromanaging you because like I love woodwork, restoration work, you know. Like that's the thing. Like I grew up in daddy's shed, right? I was a daddy's girl, and anything to escape cleaning skirting boards and fucking bathrooms with my mother, I would hide out in my daddy's shed and make little stools and photo frames and, you know, I do. I like making stuff. I do. But, you know, do I want to have to fix every fucking thing? No. Otherwise, right, if you're not going to do it, at least make enough money to fucking pay somebody to do it, right? So I don't have to fucking do it. You know, that's the compromise in that situation, right? That's the compromise. But, you know, at the end of the day, guys, it's about, you know, increasing your happiness. When you increase your happiness, you also increase your vibrational frequency. Then you're of a high vibrational match to more opportunities, 1:01 p.m., right? But you need to be on that level in order to bring that in, right? You need to be on a happier level, right? But you guys think happiness comes in all the wrong places half the time. That's the problem. And because of your past experiences, you're still a little bit like on the afraid side to step out and see what's out there. You know, at least see what's out there. At least give it a go. Okay, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Sweet, go back and do a little bit more work until you learn whatever the lesson was in that. But if you can't learn to pick them at this point, right? Like if you meet somebody and you start dating, you date them for after 1 month, 2 months, man, of like seeing a person like you should know a person's energy by then, right? You'll do simple stuff, pay a guy for the plumbing and the other jobs below Virgo. Yeah, well, that's it, right? Virgo knows what's up, right? Look, Virgo, you probably don't want to get your hands dirty really too much. You're being all pedantic and clean and stuff, right? Virgo's a very, very clean, tidy, pedantic men, right? I bet your wardrobe's like fucking immaculate, right? But he's got all his white t-shirts, his light, you know, the beige t-shirts, the light blue t-shirts, the dark blue t-shirts, the black. Like, I bet you he's like that, right? Virgo's very, very meticulous. Right, very meticulous.
What is it? 3 months you give them, and then it's
like, you know, between 1 and 3 months, man. If you can't, like when you go to a job, right? You get your 3-month probation. Okay, 3 months probation. After that, how much more time do you need to see if a person's fucking like, you know, if you haven't gotten to know them in that time, what they're about, what their goals are, their dreams are. If they haven't shared that, then first of all, someone's a bad communicator, right? Do not engage with people who will not communicate with you. Okay, people who can't communicate, have the inability to, who are shut down, who are closed off, right? You're not going to get enough out of them, and most of those people are going to be wearing masks, right? Women, men alike, right? Communication's key.
If someone says, I don't know.
I don't know what yeah. Somebody's indecision. We don't do indecision.
Yeah.
Right? You know thyself, right? Know thyself, because when you know yourself, you know what you're looking for, you know what you don't want as well. And it makes it easier to remove certain energies out of your life then. Okay, but if you don't do that, then if you don't know yourself, man, you're not... And if you don't know yourself by now, trust me, you don't even know what you like. You know, some of you guys need to write a list as well. What are the characteristics, what are the traits, personality traits of the individual, right, that you want, okay? Doing things differently out here sometimes means it's not going to be your type, right? Someone's not going to be your type. But you're not your old type either, right? You're a different type now because you've changed. You have new types. For you guys who haven't written lists, right? Write a list. Divine Feminine, write a list. Divine Masculine, write a list. What are the qualities that you feel, right, are going to complement you as a person, right? If, for instance, you guys know I'm very fiery. I'm not very grounded, right? Grounding energy. That's why I pretty much spend most of my days on the phone to Mystical, right? My Virgo my rock. You know what I mean? She keeps me grounded, right? I know I need to be around grounded energies a lot of the time because of how heightened and hypo and freaking spastically wild this flame gets, right? I know that. I know that I'm often a dreamer, an optimist, right? That sometimes I forget about the practicality of things, right? I spend, man, like, you should see how impractical, I haven't even been practical 3D all week, really. Besides answering text messages, I've been sitting in 5D, right? But somewhere between this reality and 5D channeling all week, right? Like, I haven't even done normal stuff this week yet. It's all been channeling and spirit and being connected with, you know, I've been in freaking La La Land this week.
Now, you got to remember, guys, between phone calls and texts,
difference.
They can be misinterpreted.
Sometimes it's nice to just have a quick phone call sometimes as well, right? You know, it's be comfortable. You're gonna have to get comfortable, right? If you can't get comfortable with the person that you want to be with, right, then you're gonna, again, they're gonna feel that divine feminine's gonna feel you hold back. You're gonna feel her hold back, divine masculine, right? It's, you know, it's time to stop being afraid. Okay, again, if you held back in the past and you didn't give people that, then you need to start giving that now if you want more than what you got out of your past relationships too. Confidence is definitely going to be key.
Also, if you meet someone or whatever on the divine or whatever, you know, don't rush into it.
Yeah, there's no rush. There's no rush, right? But if after 1 to 3 months you haven't worked out, right, you need to, right? If it's not working, just cut it off, right?
Women don't like text after text after text after
I don't mind
text.
sometimes.
Yeah, but or phone call after phone call.
I'd rather just a phone call here and there, to be honest, maybe a text here and there.
What they hate is stalking texting.
Yeah, like obsessive energy.
Obsessive energy.
Obsessive.
Oh my God, they hate that because
it is. It's gross. It makes you want to vomit your mouth.
They'll block you straight away and they tell you to piss off.
When I don't pick my phone up for like, you know, like an hour or so, and someone's like left fucking, you know, 10 phone calls and 27 fucking messages, right? I'm like, holy shit, you're a psychopath. Right, and now you just look like a crazy bitch, and I'm supposed to be the crazy bitch, right? Like, that's it. Stand up, secure and strong, right? Secure and strong, okay? Secure and strong, so you can't be bowled over by anything. You can't be pushed out of the way by, you know, another energy, okay? What are you doing? Who are you? Oh, what are you doing here? You must be talking to somebody else. No, man, I'm just trying to avoid you. I'm just trying to avoid you, to be honest, because you fucking exhaust the fuck out of me. And so I just had to put my phone down in a whole nother room, right, where I can't hear it. Because if I hear it, like, I know I'm going to look at it because it might be somebody that I care about. And then I want to respond to that person. So no, I'm just going to put that there, right, while you be a psychopath. Because, you know, you need more, right? You need more. Start to recognize divine feminines and divine masculines have other shit to do. So if you're not divine, right, you're probably not divine if you don't actually have shit to do. You know, things that you're working on, things that you're healing, things that yeah, exactly, man. You got no responsibilities, right? Don't be chasing somebody that's got a full life, right, and then expecting their attention. How the fuck do you think somebody with a full life, right, is going to be able to give you 24/7 attention like that? They can't. What are you? Again, bus ticket energy, right? We don't do bus tickets anymore. We're not bus tickets, therefore we don't want a bus ticket in another person either. If you need validating, man, I'm going to go like, you know, if you go down that road around the corner, right, the 319 will come in about 15 minutes, right? You can stick yourself in there, okay? So you can validate yourself and get out of my way, you know? Oh, look, you know, look, I'm a bitch sometimes like that, and I have recently met people on their fucking levels, but you know, certain energies have needed that from me lately, people, right? So some people needed me to reflect back just where they're at, right? So that they stop trying to think that they have a reason or some sort of right to be up in my space, right? Don't let anyone tell you that they have some sort of right to be up in your fucking space. Choice. All of this is choice. Divine masculine, you can choose to step up when you get to level 4 and call in, and when you see that person, you can choose to approach, or you don't, right? Divine feminine, people can approach, and that's great, but you still get choice too. Just because he approaches you doesn't mean that you're going to choose him either. So divine masculine, be aware of that too, that not everyone that you do approach when you get to stage 4 is actually going to accept you either, right? Sure, interest, you know, peaking of interest is one thing, right? But then when you get to know somebody, right, that's when you're going to start to work out, is this going to align? Is this going to work? Is this going to...
Exactly right.
Are the dynamics going to be like what's going to actually work here, right? What's going to work for the both, right? And so, you know, divine feminine might turn and go, you know what, like, you're great, but I need more, or I need this, or I like, you know, again, it's not that at that point, it's not a level of rejection, because you're not, it's just knowing oneself enough to know that, like, you are fucking amazing, right? But like, I just need a little bit more, right? So rather than getting into a fucking toxic cycle, right, where she then has an expectation of more from you that you can't give, and then you're feeling like shit that you can't live up to it, right? It's just better to go, you know what? It was lovely. Like, you're amazing too. Like, I hope, you know, amicable, man. amicable, civil. We're fucking grown adults here. As level, when you're in level 4, divine energy,
That's where communication comes
you're
in.
an adult, right? You should be able to say, hey, this isn't working. I don't want this, right? And the other person go, like, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for being honest, right? Like, you're an amazing person. I find so much, like, I wish you guys the best, I wish you the best of luck. Why can't people do that? Why can we not as humanity achieve that? 111 on the clock? We can, right? We can. But only with the right kind of people, right? There's only certain kind of people that you'll ever have those kind of, it just didn't work out, right? But I wish you guys the best kind of energy, right? Otherwise, these people that need to be bus ticketed, right? That fucking need your validation, that they can't cimically and amicably let it go. They become obsessed with you, right? Obsessed. But why? Just, like, they take it as a fucking challenge, right? To get you. Maybe the only thing they should be challenging is themselves to grow, heal, become more. If they want to attain that which they think is so amazing, right? Then become amazing enough that person wants you. Didn't they invade AU, then use it as like a yeah, well, this was except for the state except for the state we live in, this was the only state that wasn't colonized by prisoners from the UK, right? The Brits fucking sent all their all their drop kicks here to this beautiful land, right? This beautiful land. And man, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started. The people, the originaries of this fucking land, man, are beautiful people. The elders of this land are very, very spiritually tapped into this land, and did a whole bunch of bullshit to this land. That Anyway, let's not get into it. This is again very spiritually, but it's a very, very spiritual land here, Australia, right? Very spiritual. What else, Paul? Anything else, Paul, that they think we're good? Feel like you guys got enough out of that to unmasculine? It's probably for only like maybe the 5 of you that we love that are going to watch this, right? Because the rest of the population is still out there fucking with a chip on their shoulder, thinking that's the problem with men. Men don't want to hear it, just like women don't want to hear it. But men really don't want to hear it right now. There's too many men that don't want to hear it out there. Okay, too many karmic, group 1ers, group 2ers, right? That just don't want to hear it. And it's fucking, it's sad because they want to feel a certain type of way that those of you that are in level 3 that are transitioning to level 4 or in level 4 are feeling, and they could have that. They could have that. They could have that feeling of I'm the fucking man. They just actually need to be the man, right? And there's definitions for what the man is, right? So unless you want to abide by that, then fortunately you're just the boy, right? That's why Brandy and Monica be fighting over the boy. The boy is mine, right? Only petty bitches fight over boys, right? That's the thing. That's the problem with group 1 and group 2, right? It's petty shit. It's petty shit.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah. That's it, guys. That's all, folks. Yibbida, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Yibbida,
that's all I'm picking up, like for the masculines. Yeah.
We still don't need to address the feminines? I think I addressed it yesterday, right?
I think you addressed the feminine pretty well yesterday.
One full floor, is it, baby? If you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Well, hopefully Paul will be back more often. So, yeah. I know there's a couple of us here right now that are getting pretty excited about May. We've got the Body Mind Psychic Expo coming up here in our state at the end of May, which is pretty cool. So there's a particular one of my mods, I won't say too much, but particular one of my mods who is going to be teaming up to work in a store with Paul. I get to team up with my I would say probably, me and Sajid, me and Alex, right, who's a wonderful palm reader, right? Me and Alex, Sajid energy. I think Leo feminine and masculine Sajid energy tend to be quite like, we're so we should be wilding out on our side and hopefully the other two that are a lot more grounded, right, might keep us in check, right?
Oh yeah.
I think either way, that the fact that we're going to be side by side, it's going to be a fucking pretty awesome 2 days.
Party mode for that weekend.
That's what I said to Alex. It's like, we might be in the back. I don't care, even if we're in the back, dude. Right? We're fucking going to be magnetic. What are you talking about, right? It's like even just like that, right? See how when I spit that out, I'm saying it. It's gonna be magnetic. I'm not asking for it. I'm telling the universe that's what it is, right? So I say, and so it shall be, right? Like speak out into the universe what it is that you want, right? So, but yeah, it's exciting times up ahead, man. Me and Paul have got back to back to back to back. I've only got 1 month off. I'm only going to have 1 month off between now and May with monthly events, right? So each month we've got the fairs on each month. The only one I'm not doing is Mother's Day because the kids will want me home, you know.
Wallaroo and Mother's Day there.
Wallaroo I'm not doing, which is next month. Yeah, December. December's a Wallaroo, which is 2 days. 2 days in Wallaroo. So. But yeah, busy times, guys. Lots of opportunities coming up, right? Again, don't forget to take the opportunities that are coming, right? If something's popping up for you, right, don't just you never know where those opportunities are going to lead you. 11:22 on the clock there, right? Again, it's going to open up new pathways, new beginnings, right? I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Paul, for being here. I've got a whole bunch of smudge sticks now to make. You should see the bag. Like, you should see how much fucking sage he brought me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to make handmade smudge sticks. Guys, I will be back. Actually, I don't know tomorrow because I've got private readings in the morning. I've got to see what time I finish that. Again, see what happens in my dream state, what the divine want me to. You guys know that the channel is getting a little bit weird. No, someone trying to say I'm getting weird. It's getting a bit wild, right? Again, my gifts of. How would you describe my gifts now, Paul? Paul was just like, he was sitting there watching that live yesterday, and he was just like, your jaw was almost to the floor yesterday, right?
Yeah, you're in this trance state.
Like, it's, things are changing here, and so the way that the channel's going to work, how I'm reading, when I'm reading, if I just pop up, right, be prepared for me to just pop up, right? just pop up on your ass with, I don't know what. I'm going to have to title... Like, I had to go back and title that last channeled message, and then I've got to go make a thumbnail for it now, right? Far out. Doing everything in the reverse. So look, you're doing everything differently, right? Popping bottles, right? Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I can pop a bottle of champagne, actually. Popping bottles. I don't know why, like a G6, right? But yeah, it's, so things will be a little bit different. So, but again, we're doing things differently here. We're doing things in a different way, right? Across the board, collectively. Well, no, they probably do get. I don't give a shit who gets trolled, really, right? Really, it's none of my business who gets trolled. I get trolled enough. I get trolled energetically in my fucking dreams, but should be out there trolling anyway, right? Like, I mean, if you're out there trolling, being a keyboard warrior, like, you're certainly not out here fucking getting it like some of us are. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. Think about it. If you need me, if anyone wants to book in, you guys know the dates in the. Yeah, anything else? That's it. Love you guys.
That's about it. Guys, take care.
Bye for now.
No worries. See ya.